We're not going to review too much footy from QPR's final rounds. West 27 over South 10. Ugh, West weren't the best. Sunnybank 26, Brothers 52. UQ 47, Smoke Jeeps at Yoku 47-17. And then Bond pumped the Tigers 41-19. So, as I said, we're not going to review too much of that footy. More so preview the upcoming finals this weekend. Saturday afternoon, the major semi. We've got West playing UQ at Yoku Road. Looking at form of these two sides, Dow, over the last few weeks, you've got to go UQ.
Certainly.
They've been phenomenal. 150 odd points over 2 rounds.
Yeah, obviously they're exceptional against Sunnybank. To come out and dismantle GPS like they did on the weekend was pretty special. 2 concerns, obviously Ripley, he's gone, and Nasser's gone for the year. So Cam Flavel,
what happened to Ripley?
Ankle as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he'll be back, but Cam Flavel played quite well when he came on, and he's a very, very good hooker. But still, Josh Nasser is just a different beast.
His work rate
level.
around the field is amazing.
And then Ripley's just so robust. But, they've been sensational. Their speed of ruck and the way they play the game and the speed at which they play the game is just outstanding. And it's a simple style of footy.
It's always been simple, man.
Yeah,
it has always been
They
simple.
stay away from set piece, they go quick taps, they play field position, and they do a terrific job at it. Like Pat Murray's leading from the front. He's been scintillating.
He's been
phenomenal.
Absolutely
He's involved in everything.
Yeah.
But you touched on losing Ripley and Nasser. But Cameron Flavel, we just spoke about, is a phenomenal footy player. Lucas Ripley's replacement is TJ Cassini, who's arguably actually their best centre.
Correct.
On game day, because he's just so destructive. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. You see UQ going against a star-studded West side, but we were talking just before about cohesion, Dow. We're talking about cohesion, and you've got a West side with
the most ridiculous backline in the entire universe.
A ridiculous backline, a ridiculous backline that doesn't seem to click. Has taken a long time for them to click in these games of footy.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but they'll have another fly half at the helm for the rest of the year. So my understanding is Carter Gordon is potentially in doubt.
What happened? Is he injured?
Is that right?
Injured.
No, he's done for the year. So then again, you've gone from the start of the year, who they had John O'Kent at one point, Cooper Whiteside filled in there. Then they had Carter when he came back. Now they got Mason.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It makes it difficult for them to get that cohesion. Dungunu steps up every time he plays for West. It doesn't matter what level he plays. He's terrific. Vunivalu and those type of guys, you know what I mean? Trying to get back and play good club footy, it makes it difficult. It's going to be interesting.
I just think if the Doggies want any chance, they are going to have to turn the screws in the forward pack.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what Chiefs didn't do. They couldn't really do it. I think they both play high tempo attacking footy, but I think Doggies have the advantage at the set piece and in the forward pack. So if they're going to have any chance, they've got to match that. But you can't have a UQ side that can race out to a 20-something odd lead for UQ against Jeeps, and then obviously a 50 million point lead at halftime against Sunnybank. You can't have a side that starts like that, and then a side like West, who haven't started well, going toe to toe. Like the Doggies have got to start well. They've got that. They've got to start well.
They don't have they're one of those sort of more. I wouldn't say a slower pack. Or they're a slower pack than Uni. Like Uni play that really up tempo game, which if they don't match that, it's going to be hard to come back if they don't get.
Yeah, but I mean,
start.
what they need to try to do is not match it.
It's slow.
They need to play how they want to play. Everything needs to be a contest.
Yep.
They need to, create contests where they're going to create errors, because then errors lead to set piece, and then that's where they'll have dominance.
Correct. Yeah.
I mean, it's the exact way that we played Uni in 2020. East, we knew with Van Neck, George Francis, Richie Asiata, Benny Moen up front. It's like, they showed us in that major semi. They just blew us off the park. Just by playing that quick, just continuous game of rugby. And so we thought, when it comes finals, me and Pilsy just got to hit corners or hit contestables, make every kick a contest, force an error, go to scrum time, establish our dominance, kick to the line, go to set piece.
Make
That's the
every
way.
facet of the game
Yeah.
a
And I mean,
contest,
it might-
because once you lose the contest to UQ, they go bang, bang, bang. And
Correct.
Coyotes is in the corner. Mac really steps
Yep.
this guy. This shit, like TJ's over the top of that guy. Like,
Yeah, just like Bond, they'll go 30 phases in the 87th minute to score a try.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They can do that to you. So you got to remove that from the game. And I mean, it's 80 minutes of boring footy, but you'll get a result.
I just want to highlight some footage as well. So we saw, obviously, that there was a terrible injury to Josh Nasser with a badly broken ankle from the weekend just gone. It was in the lead up to Matt Greeley's try. So Matt Greeley, you can see here, we won't show the injury itself, but Matt Greeley scores a try, talks a bit of shit, and then handles seeing the injury pretty well here. Nearly spews in his hands, and then it cuts to Josh Nasser, who's just taking it like an absolute champ. So, I mean, he is as tough as teak. I was watching this and I thought,
Was it like
How did it happen?
it was like that, and his foot was facing the other way. So he actually he carried off the back of the maul, I think, and got dragged down and just in a bad
fell like
position.
Oh,
And straight away, hand up.
They're the ones
But
that
I
get,
was-
they get penalised in league, hey, those hip drop tackles
Yeah.
from the back.
Yeah. And there was like 3 or 4 moving bodies, but I mean, he's
it's harder.
tough
in
as an
uni,
old
though, isn't
boot.
it?
Because I was watching that and I was thinking like, oh yeah, like he's taking it pretty well. I don't know what it is, and I see the green whistle. I'm like, what's going on here? Then TJ Cassini, paramedic by trade, runs out, secures the leg, gets him. And I said to Zach before the show, I'm like, mate, he was off the field within a few minutes, like, and that was all TJ. Like,
Yeah.
what a man, eh? But like,
I love him.
I was just thinking like, oh, it mustn't be that bad. And then the green whistle's coming out, and then I saw a glimpse of it and was like, oh,
Like,
gee.
you have to put an ankle
Yeah.
back in place like you do a finger.
No, they put him on the thing. They put him on the stretcher and then just took him straight off.
Yeah, but they get you. So we had a mate dislocate his ankle playing Black Dogs a few years ago, and the paramedics rocked up, and they've got to try to set it ASAP because blood flow needs to get to it, and he was pumping the green whistle so hard that he's passed out on the table, and he's KO'd. And there's 2 paramedics and Flickety Bennett's and a couple other people holding him down while he's KO'd on the table outside the change rooms at West, while the bloke paramedic is yanking on his ankle. And he's going, and he's just jamming on his ankle, and my mate's like, just KO'd, and then it pops into place. The paramedic falls ass over apex. But they do try to set it
God damn.
as soon as possible.
Oh.
So, and we are getting word Josh Nasser had surgery today. So very quickly they obviously try to rectify that. So, mate, praying for all
Speedy
the best
recovery.
for him, man. So,
No one likes to see that.
but mate, he handled that like an absolute trooper, and Mac really handled it like a bitch.
A back.
Like a back, sorry.
The outside back that he is.
Yeah. But your thoughts, Freens, West or UQ this weekend?
I'd love to see West win, to be honest, but it's going to be hard to beat UQ.
It's
In
going to
my
be
opinion,
hard.
I'd like West to win, but it's going to be hard.
It'll
to
be
beat.
UQ, yeah.
You reckon UQ?
I'd love
I
to
don't
get
know.
proved wrong, as Frank
Yeah,
said.
me too.
Love to be
Or
Or
proved wrong.
like you were saying, they got to play their style of
Yeah.
game. That's like what last time we beat them too. Was just you got to play your game, start well, be physical, and then
The back row battle's going to be nuts.
yeah.
Absolutely nuts.
I hope it clicks for West. It'd be good to see that. The
Well, we
guys like
saw last
Volivala and
year-
that just to carve up.
We saw last year in that final, like Ben Navo-Solangi's been... he has to be top 3 for Alec Evans' medal this year. He's been that good, I reckon.
Yeah.
And Pat Murray.
All right.
Like, those two have just been sublime all season, I reckon. But the thing is, we saw last year the doggies come out and nearly do jeeps. They started brilliantly last year. Do they have the staying power? Who knows? I'm going the doggies, of course, but you've got 1 versus 2. 2's the form team in the comp, and 1's been a bit shaky against the 2 bottom-ranked sides. So, as you said, Dos, a couple of weeks ago, they might be underdone come finals.
Interesting.
Hope not. Alrighty, and then on the Sunday out at Skyfleet Stadium at the Doggies, you've got Brothers and Jeeps going toe-to-toe. Freens. Brothers, again, another one of the form sides in the comp. Plenty of players coming back. Brilliant brand of footy. And the Gallopers probably haven't been as good as they would have liked.
Yeah, this is going to be another like obviously I'm going for Jeeps, but if I'm just being unbiased, Brothers are going to be very hard to beat as well. They've been playing good style of footy the last few weeks, and they've got guys like Harry Wilson and those guys back, like they're going to be there to play, and I just hope the Jeeps boys can get up.
They've also got a back line consisting of 4 class fly halves: Paddy James, James O'Connor, Hamish Stewart, and Lawson Crichton.
Taylor Adams.
And Taylor Adams.
Taylor
Oh, yeah,
Adams.
fuck. Forgot about that. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Where did they all fit on the weekend?
So Hamish was sick and so was Rabs. So Taylor went back to 10. Lawson played 12. But I don't know where it all fits this week. It's really tough. Stickshield will probably play 13 again. You think, Lawson at 12 or Lawson at fullback, maybe Taylor Adams to a wing or Lawson on the wing. You know what I mean? James O'Connor's going to play 10 because he's trying to make the Wallabies.
Because he's James O'Connor.
I think James will play
he's earned that
10.
right.
If Hammer plays, they
He'll play
probably
12.
pick him at 12.
You can't play anywhere else.
And then you got to play Stixie at 13. And so it's out of Lawson. Is it Taylor or Tyler?
Taylor. Does
And it's-
Lawson go on the sting?
I think Lawson
Maybe.
probably finds himself on a sting with Billy Bully.
Does that Billy
Bully's
Bully's done
done.
his ACL?
Oh, shit.
It'd be Heine.
Heine.
Does that...
Set piece, though. You got to, like, if Jeeps rock up and their set piece is going to be on song, they'll be hard to beat.
Well, I was about to say, does that make their backline maybe a little bit disjointed, like it might in a semi-final? Do you really want 5 guys and 4 of them playing technically sort of out of position, and then does it come to the forward pack where you'd probably say Jeeps might have the wood? Brothers forward pack's pretty bloody good too.
Yeah, Brothers forward pack's pretty good. Some good young kids playing some good footy outside of the Super Rugby players they've got. I think scrum-wise, and this is probably a question for you, friends, Emosi Takiri, Jack Straker on the weekend with Marley Namu, do they make way for more experience, or do you still start those guys?
I would start those 3. Yeah, I would start those 3. Yep.
Bring Freddie and stuff on late.
Yeah, Freddie and that on last.
Because you got Jethro there coming back as well.
Mossy starts over mate, Mossy's been outstanding.
He's been outstanding, absolutely. I'm just thinking scrum-wise because I know
Well, you
it's
think you
different.
got Muffy, Jethro, and Freddie on the bench. It's not a bad bench to
It's
bring
a
on.
big
second
front
game.
row to bring on the final 25. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I reckon that game could literally be the final 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You'll probably start to see a lot of set piece penalties come into play.
Yeah.
Like you can see sides probably looking to turn the screws at certain times, and I think that final quarter of that game is going to be brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if they're still in the contest, like Jeeps Brothers, they've got too much class in their back line. They've got so many points in them, especially with that Mosiah Christian at 9 who just plays that up-tempo game. Like Jeeps will just have to, if that's their tactic, they're just going to have to stay in the fight, and hopefully they're there at the 60th minute mark.
Do they start Teddy Teller?
Have to.
You have to,
so.
man.
You have to.
Yeah.
He made a huge difference on the weekend,
didn't he?
when he came on.
Yeah.
40 minutes. Even Chris Kurudrani highlighted in his post-game interview. You know what I mean?
Is anything happening with Chris Kurudrani deleting Brad Twydale? He's lucky he hit Brad Twydale and no one else because he's got a jaw made of concrete.
No
but he
arms,
killed him.
high.
Was it bad?
The referee missed it.
No arms, shoulder to the face.
Hey, it's all right. Can we delete this? Out of this? I think judiciary's on Monday nights anyway, so hopefully...
It'll be,
No, it'll be nothing. But, I mean, look, there's a class back line from Jeeps as well.
Yeah, that would be
So,
absolutely.
I hope Jeeps win.
I hope Jeeps win.
So Jeeps are playing at Wests. Jeeps and Brothers at West and West and UQ at Jeeps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm hoping the Wests and Jeeps win, but I'm picking UQ and Brothers.
They're my tips too. UQ Brothers.
I mean, who cares? It's just good for club footy. I reckon it's going to be pumped. It'd be good to have it at club rugby again.
I wouldn't mind the Doggies winning.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Come on, man.
I want Jeeps to win.
Alrighty, now looking at the Shoot Shield. Oh, God, man, this was absolutely heartbreaking. Sydney Uni 10 to Eastwood's 9. Pretty dour game by way of standards, but by way of the two sides, high attacking footballing sides, but early penalties, Edmed levels it here, and then not too much else from here. Uni scores the only try of the match through that rolling maul, but long story short, 78th minute, Tane Edmed has a shot at goal from 45 out, misses it, they knock it on, and then has this opportunity after the hooter and shits the bed.
no.
Absolutely brutal stuff, and
Far out.
that's
rugby though, isn't it?
That's finals
They
footy,
were so
man.
close.
I could have got that
Yeah.
left-footed.
Should have kept going.
He was bawling his eyes out too, mate. I mean, they were close, but that is a sitter every day of the week for a player of Tane Edmonds' quality.
He would be spewing.
He was crying after the game.
Oh,
Legit.
the poor fella.
22-year-old skipper of Eastwood.
He'd be better for it.
100%. He's the type of guy that will bounce back better.
Yeah, he'll
for
never
that-
miss again.
for
He'll
that-
never.
for
He'll never.
that
He'll
mistake.
never forget that.
No.
Oh, man, that hurt, mate. So there's Sydney Uni. So fun fact, the last 20 of the 21 grand finals in Shoot Shield have been contested by at least one of those two sides, Eastwood and Sydney Uni.
Really? That's incredible.
That's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
That's crazy
That's
shit,
ridiculous.
man.
Oh, I suppose like with the last 10, 11
Pretty similar
years.
up here, the same.
Haven't
Well,
you- haven't
Eastwood's won
UQ?
6 in 20-odd years, and Sydney Uni win.
10 or something.
Yeah, Uni's been in every grand final since
2010 or something, right?
Yeah.
2000,
Gosh, crazy.
2012.
maybe 11.
I still
Nah, it
remember.
was
No,
above
no,
the
12.
Sunnybank,
That was, yeah.
I still remember when UQ was shit when I first
Yeah.
started playing Prems, and you're like, they were just
They were dreadful.
it
They were
was-
dreadful. And 06, 07, 08, they were dreadful. I think 09 is when Hino started, maybe. I think Hino has played finals every year bar his first year.
Yeah.
And prior to that, they were absolutely dreadful. So... Was that? Oh, South's first
Yeah.
East in 2015.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chris
So-
Ortier just beast mode.
Oh, yeah.
that
Winning
was-
it from 4.
That was so
damn.
good.
Mate, he came in and just carried that
destroyed
whole
everyone.
side on his
It has to be
shoulders,
the
eh?
best finals performance by an individual
Mate.
that week or those 2 weeks from Chris Ortier.
Yeah, 3 weeks of
out,
him
man.
just decimating everyone else.
He was like
This is
that-
ridiculous.
He's like that massive kid in like under 12s.
Yes.
That's how he played. He's just running over everyone.
Mate.
Actually, I reckon one of my favourite ones too was Brothers. I think it might have been 2016.
Brothers Uni.
Brothers
Yeah,
Uni.
it was 2016.
Yeah, with
And
Nella and
Nella,
Griff.
and they just put Nella, just
Back at
off the
fullback.
kick-off, passing to him. Like, and he was just just sending him. Oh man, that was the best. That was so good to watch. They should just use him like that in the Wallabies too, I reckon.
Yeah, bloody oath.